Hey everybody, it's Jim with the Friday video, and I am in Norman at the West Norman Goodwill store. And in a minute we're going to talk with Mandy Brown, who's a shift lead here. But I've got a few things first. First of all, I want to say, where else can you get matching Ladybug pillows but Goodwill? So we got 2 Ladybug pillows here that we're processing, and they'll be available soon. All right, end of October's coming up. It ends, hard to believe, ends this Sunday, and we've had a terrific month. We had $139,000 Saturday in our stores, and when I'm bragging on the stores, I'm bragging on all of you, because all of you contribute to our success, like people in finance and people in asset protection, people in safety and human resources, and the truck drivers. All, even though you may not be working directly in a store, you're helping drive the success that fuels our mission of helping people overcome challenges to employment. So thank you so much for all you're doing. My heart is grateful for all the hard work, and I know many of you are working really hard, and it's showing in the results, and we're going to have a great month of October and a great year. So let's get to Mandy. Mandy Brown, I ran into you coming in the store, and you were so kind to welcome me and kind of get me oriented here. So tell us a little bit about you and your journey with Goodwill, and then we'll talk about the Norman store.
I started at Goodwill in store 14 in Norman in 2019, and I took a little break after 9 months and came back in 2021 at store 23, and I kind of follow my boss, that's my store manager here, Maria Herrera. I followed her around for the last 15 years as a store manager. She is so compassionate and understanding and fair as a manager. So I just followed her around as a manager because I just love her. So this is where I want to be, is with Maria. So she's a great manager. And I love Goodwill. I love working for Goodwill. I see the greatness that Goodwill does. I always it's a funny story. I always combat the customers that like to kind of talk down on Goodwill, and I tell them the good things that Goodwill does, and they're always like, well, they need to promote that more, what Goodwill does. So well, this is Goodwill promoting what Goodwill does.
Yeah.
As our workers coming into Goodwill, working in Goodwill, when they hear the bad things that people say about Goodwill, this is Goodwill promoting it, is our employees. So I always like to make sure that I tell our employees, our workers, especially our new workers that come in, know your mission statement, know what Goodwill's about, especially if you're going to work here long term. I think it's important that we know what Goodwill is about and what we do as a company with our free donations, and what our donations are about and what good they do.
That's great. And Mandy makes a really important point. When the president gets elected, he appoints ambassadors to go overseas and represent the United States in places like England or France, and that's what all of our employees are. You are Goodwill ambassadors, telling people both by the way that you act and by the way that you talk about Goodwill. So we're gonna put an ambassador label on Mandy. She's a good ambassador. You mentioned Maria was such a great boss, and she's compassionate, and can you tell us anything else? What kind of characteristics make her a great boss?
Well, for one thing, she's really easy to talk to. She makes it very easy to let her know when you need an adjustment or when there are things going on outside of work that may impact your schedule or something here at work. You can always go to her and let her know when you may need an adjustment here at work, or even just time off, personal time. It's not hard for her to approach with that, approach her with that. But also she doesn't make it, I've seen her not let people get away with things either. She makes sure that she makes people toe the line. And people don't get away with anything. So it's a good balance with her.
Yeah, and it's hard to find that balance sometimes. Sometimes we want to be a nice person, so we're not as firm with people as we need to be. That's why it's important to have crucial conversations when they need to take place. So All right, last thing I'm going to ask Mandy. What advice would you give to employees all across our Goodwill family?
If you are a veteran or if you are just coming into Goodwill, give Goodwill a chance. It is hard work, but it is also rewarding work. It can be fun. Get to know your managers, get to know your employees, but definitely give the hard work a chance because it can be very rewarding, and get to know Goodwill.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you, Mandy, for that.
Sure.
And we were talking about challenges that all of us face, not only at work but also outside of work. And so there's two things I want to remind you about. One is our employee assistance program, and you can get connected with that through Cindy Cummings in our HR department. She can tell you how to connect, and so you might need counseling or some advice about a family issue or some challenge that you're facing. The other thing is our Begin at Home program, and we've got Dustin and Candace who are assigned to that, and they can help you network outside of Goodwill to try to find resources to help you with things like housing issues or food scarcity. So don't just feel like you have no hope and you don't have any help. We want to provide not only a great workplace, but help outside as well. Dope. All right, happy Halloween. Hope you had fun dressing up, and we'll see you next week.
Team 23.